Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Guru Dan Reiki Presents The Healing Journey. I'm your host, Guru Dan. It is today, April 11th, 2018. So let's get started by relaxing a little bit and grounding and just getting connected. So get into a comfortable state. You can be seated, you can be reclined, you can be laying down. The only thing is, please do not cross anything. No fingers, no eyes, no toes, no arms, no legs. Don't cross anything. Stay in a straight spine position. You might be on your side in a straight line, or on your back in a straight line, or you might be seated. As long as you're kind of straight, as long as your spine is straight, you're good. You have your candles, your crystals, your water, your blankets, whatever you have there to be comfortable. And then please take a series of deeper than normal breaths. Kind of feel the energies kind of calm there a little bit, and then as your attention comes to your face, just when your awareness comes towards your face, take a really good breath there. Before we do anything else, please think of an animal or a place that brings a smile to your face. An animal or a place. Now take your focus, take your attention to where you believe the core of the planet is from your position. Envision the core of the planet. Let your focus go to the core of the planet. Take a deep breath when you get there, when you mentally get there. And when you take that breath, envision being gifted a golden spark of light. And then bring your focus back up to yourself again and allow this golden light to follow you up and allow it to come up through your body and out your crown chakra to infinity. And just let that golden light amplify. It's kind of like a rod or straw or pipe. Tube. Mine's like a tube. On the outside of the tube, the energy goes up, and on the inside of the tube, the energy goes down. So it's moving both directions at the same time. So information and all that energy passes at the same time. Just let that energy amplify a moment. It's all right to just relax. So we're going to begin the healing journey. The healing journey begins at the beach, at the port, on a dock. So please visualize yourself on a dock. And we're going to climb aboard a yacht. This is a special yacht. You are not the only one invited. There are many others invited. But since it's a very nice yacht, please take off your shoes and leave them on the dock. And then when you're ready, mentally climb aboard the yacht. It's a very nice super yacht. It's very pretty. Brand new. And as you get on board and kind of mingle around and kind of look around a little bit, find a comfortable spot to just kind of linger. Find a comfortable spot. You might notice mentally some of the other beings around. Some of them might look familiar, some of them not. They're kind of murmurings around the yacht of going to this special place, this special mystical island where healing is possible. But it's not only that, it's supposed to be one of the most beautiful places on the planet. Word comes down from the bridge through a steward that we're going to be leaving the dock. So we will get underway, heading out of the port and into the open sea. There's not so much side to side motion. It's mostly just a very slow, gentle kind of forward momentum, a kind of forward momentum feeling you might sense. If you don't sense, that's okay. The yacht is going quite underway now. It's finally gotten up to speed. You're traveling on the surface of the ocean. And I'd like for you to notice what you might be sensing if you were really in this position. So as you're in this position, please notice the color of the water. And please notice the color of the sky. And if you're able, I'd like for you to sense the Gaia underneath the surface of the water. And if you're able, if you sense any of the life forms either under the surface or life forms above the surface, birds or other beings, just whatever you notice here, please make a note of this surrounding. So as you're here, traveling, sensing, feeling, seeing this beauty, feeling the energy of the beings on the yacht, and actually feeling the yacht. You might become a little curious about the workings of the yacht a little bit. That's a normal curiosity. For now, know you're safe, and everything is fine, and everything is on course, and everything is going as planned. And as though someone has just read your mind, one of the stewards comes down and enters the area where everyone is and approaches you and says to you that the captain has invited you up to the bridge for a little look around. Please accept this invitation. Please follow the steward up through the yacht, up the side, up the deck, and up to the bridge. And there's an open door there, and the steward just points the way for you to enter the bridge. And as you enter the bridge, you'll notice the captain there, standing at the helm. You look around a little bit, but you notice that the captain has not acknowledged you. And you're just looking at the captain, wondering, what's with this? I was given an invitation. What is this? And he looks kind of strange. I mean, he's okay, but then he's not okay. He's not exactly catatonic, but he's not exactly paying attention. He's just fully focused and has his gaze upon the horizon in such an intense focus that he's not even noticed you. Please don't be put off by this. But maybe we'll just come back another time. So please exit the bridge and meet up with the steward just outside the door, and have the steward escort you back to the common area on the deck below where you were just a little bit ago. That was kind of strange. He was just so fixed on that horizon. What a focus. Please notice your surroundings again. Please notice the color of the water. Please notice the color of the sky. And please notice the light that's shining all around. The light is a little bit different now. It's a little bit more golden to it. It's a little bit more shiny. Things are a little bit more shiny. The water's slightly more reflected, and the sky is slightly brighter, and the water is slightly more alive. And if you feel any beings under the surface of the water, please give them a little hello. Please take a few deeper than normal breaths. Just a couple, two or three. Word gets passed down from the bridge that we'll be arriving at our destination shortly. Please prepare your things, because when the boat docks, everyone will be departing the yacht. So the yacht pulls up into the port and gets tied off to the dock, and everybody is allowed to leave the dock. And as you walk off the yacht and down the dock, you enter onto the beach. And you notice that this beach isn't a normal beach. It's not normal sand. Please notice this sand. Notice what color it is. Is it white sand? Is it pink sand? Is it tan sand? But it doesn't quite feel like sand. It more feels like silk or powder. Allow your feet to sink into the sand just a little bit as you walk just a little bit off the dock. Just on the other side of the beach, the jungle begins. And you've heard stories that somewhere on this island is a pond with some mystical qualities. And that you're curious to see what this is all about. And even though you're on the beach and you're not quite sure which direction to go, please head into the jungle and allow the jungle to show you the way that you need to go. Now, whether you walk through this portion or whether you levitate through this portion or whether you run through this portion, however you go through, it's all okay. But I'd like for you to notice the vegetation here, that it's not exactly a green that you've seen before. It's not a green that you're used to. There's a little bit more blue to it. And the light here is a little bit more golden to it. And the feeling here is a little bit lighter, like gravity is a little bit lighter here. But please follow along the path that's presenting itself to you and walk further into the jungle. And as you go along, the jungle begins to clear just a little bit, and the vegetation kind of gets a little bit smaller, a little bit smaller. It kind of comes to an opening. And in this opening is a pond. But this pond isn't like any kind of pond you've ever seen before. It resembles kind of water, but it's not exactly water. It is a white gold, rainbow iridescent, fluid-like material or element. White gold, rainbow iridescent. It reflects little rainbows every time the light glits off of it. What a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing. And as you're looking around at the edge of the jungle next to this pool, you hear a noise on the other side of the pond. And out from the jungle comes a hyena. But this hyena has been in a battle, and it doesn't look like he's fared very well. It looks like his hip is displaced and his back leg isn't going so good. He's limping along, and he's going to the pond. So you just sit there motionless and watch the hyena. The hyena goes towards the edge of the pond, and he takes a drink. And then he lifts his head up, and you can almost see as though this magical substance going through his body, down his neck, and through his body. And as it does, you can see him straightening up. Like you can see that he is healing his insides right there at the edge of the pool. You can see the energy going through his body. You can see him move his hips. You can see his back leg come into place. And now you can see him standing firmly on all fours. And now you can almost see him thinking. He thinks, wow, that was pretty good. I am going to go into the pool and let this get all over me and heal every bit of me. And so the hyena steps into the pool all the way up to his neck. And then you can almost see him think again. And he thinks, I'm going to dunk myself under and have this cover me completely. And so he dunks his head under. And when he comes up again, he's not the same color. He's now a white, gold, rainbow, iridescent being. He comes out of the pool and stands up on the beach. And he's walking towards the jungle, getting ready to leave, when he pauses right in his track. And he turns and he looks directly at you and sends you the telepathic message that you can do this too. And then he turns his head forward and walks into the jungle and disappears. Wow. That's pretty interesting. I wonder what that stuff is. Please leave the jungle and walk towards the pool. This liquid type stuff. And please go to the edge of the pool and bend down and scoop up with your hand a drink of this material and drink it down and allow this substance to completely heal everything inside your body. You feel that. Now you know what the hyena felt. And now you think kind of like the hyena did, that you could walk into this material and let it be completely in you and completely outside of you. So please step into the pool. All the way up to your neck. It feels neither warm nor cold. It feels the exact temperature you are. And when you're ready, dunk your head under. And when you come up, you can then leave the pool and walk onto the beach. And as you walk onto the beach, I want you to look down and notice your limbs. I'd like for you to hold your arms out in front of you and notice that you're not the same color that you're used to being, that you are now a white, gold, rainbow, iridescent being. And when you quickly mentally scan yourself, you're the same white, gold, rainbow, iridescent on the inside as you are on the outside. You are a completely different being. I'm going to tell you a little secret right here, just real quick. This pool, it's not water, and it's not magic. What this pool is pure creation. The same kind of stuff that created everything. It is a pool of pure creation. And when you take this in and you have it all within you and you have it all without, you can create anything you like with it. Anything you want to heal will be healed. Anything you want to do, you'll be able to do. Any aspect of you, anything you'd like to create, you'll be able to create. You can create wellness. You can create abundance. You can create health, right? You can create abundance. You can create comfort. But the being that goes into the creation is not the being that comes out, because the being that comes out is a new creation. Please take a few deeper than normal breaths. And let the idea of what I just said sink in a little bit more. That the being that went in is not the being that's come out. Completely different being, completely different set of rules, completely different. While there are no circumstances, all the circumstances have been wiped. Completely new being. Kind of getting the sense that you're being called back towards the beach. And even though this is a very beautiful and magical, mystical place, you heed the call and you begin to go back into the jungle and head back towards the beach where you entered in. Please notice the color of the vegetation as you go through the jungle. And please notice that the jungle is beginning to mimic a little bit of you, that it's reflecting back to you this white gold rainbow iridescence. There's still the kind of greenish blue underneath, and there's still plenty of other golden light, but it's more reflecting you. And as you get to the beach, feel that sand, that special sand on your feet again. How wonderful that is. And then walk down the dock and please get back aboard the yacht. The steward comes down to check to make sure that everyone is on board, and the yacht departs the dock and begins to head back. But I'd like for you to notice that all the beings that were on the yacht with you, they don't look like they looked like before either. That now all these beings just look like golden orbs of light. They don't look much like people anymore. They're just golden orbs of light. And you are this white gold rainbow iridescent being amongst all these golden orbs of light. The yacht departs the port and begins heading out to sea, heading back. I'd like for you to mentally notice how you feel. And I'd like for you to become aware of the color of the sea and the color of the sky. And I'd like for you to be aware of all the golden orbs around you. And I would like for you to be aware of any life that you feel underneath the surface, or any Gaia that you sense under the surface, or any beings that you sense in the sky. A steward approaches you and tells you that the captain is inviting you up to the bridge. Please accept this invitation and follow the steward through the yacht, along the side, up the deck, and into the bridge. And please notice the captain. Captain has his gaze at the horizon, but this time he's got a really big smile. And I'd like for you to tell him, hey, Captain, you won't believe this. I just had the greatest experience. Something I never knew I could do. Something I'd never had anything like this ever before. I didn't even know if I would ever be able to do it. And the captain turns and he looks at you with a gaze as though he's looking right through you, but he's looking at you and he says, I knew you could do it. I always knew you could. And then he turns and puts his gaze back on the horizon and just stays there smiling. And you are happy. And go ahead and leave the bridge and go back down to the deck where you were before. Let the steward guide you. Notice how good you feel. Notice how interesting everything is. All the interesting colors, all the interesting beings, all the interesting layers beneath you, and all the interesting layers above you. The yacht enters the port and docks, and word is passed down that everybody may leave the yacht. It's safe to disembark. And as all the golden orb beings leave the yacht, when they get to the dock, they all just kind of float away to whatever direction they feel called. They leave the yacht and then they just drift away to wherever their heart takes them. And there you are on the dock looking at all of the shoes that are there. And now you have to decide, do you put your shoes back on or do you just glide away happy like everyone else? And I cannot tell you what to do here. It's up to you. If you put the shoes on, you know that takes you a course. And if you don't pick them up and you go another route, then you go the route that you're on. Brand new and all fresh. But it's up to you. This will conclude the healing journey. Thank you for coming. Please take a series of deeper than normal breaths and begin bringing your awareness to your reality, your immediate surroundings. Become aware again of where you are, your home, your room, your house, your town, your area. If your eyes were closed, you might consider opening your eyes when you're ready. I'd like to remind you to drink some extra water for the next several 3 or 4 days. Because anytime we do any kind of energy work, healing work, the energies kind of take a while to shift back and forth. Some of the physical energies will become non-physical. Some of the non-physical energy that's coming in is becoming physical. And water helps hydrate us and helps our bodies, our vehicles deal with this energy exchange going on after a healing. So please drink extra water. It's important for a couple of days. These events are recorded. You can come back to this energy anytime you want to. You can come back to the healing anytime. If you need the recording to refresh your memory, great. If you want to do it on your own, if you want to come back to this space, you're welcome anytime. Because this entire journey isn't my journey. It wasn't my journey. It's your journey. It was your yacht. It was your mystical island. It was your creation. It's all your energy. It's all been you. I just helped guide a little bit. I'm going to bring myself back now. Wow. I need some water. Huh? Hmm. Thank you for that. That was really pretty interesting. And I see we had a couple other people join that I wasn't aware of. Would anybody like to share their experience just quickly? Anybody willing to unmute? And you know what? Let me change the screen view here so everybody can see everybody. Hishma?
Hi.
Yeah, how are you feeling?
I feel good. I had a bit of sort of like a sensation on the right side of my throat
Mm-hmm.
and base of my foot, right foot.
Mm-hmm.
Then when we were coming out from the pond back onto the beach, it was on the left side of the foot.
Interesting. Okay.
And my hands, but throughout the whole time, apart from visualizing, I had like purple color throughout the whole time.
Good. Okay.
Purple, violet energy throughout the whole time.
Perfect.
Yeah.
To me, purple denotes protection. I know a lot of people don't think about purple protection, but it is. I know way back in the day, they used to put like lavender veils over babies to make sure to ensure that their energies would be very comforting. I know it's
Yes.
purple's been very important. So I'm glad that you had purple throughout because that tells me that your beings had you protected through the whole thing. Not that there was anything to be protected from, but it's nice that you had that comfort available through you throughout.
Yeah, I mean, the purple was there until we went into the jungle. Then from the jungle to the pond, it was all green.
And then it changed to green. Good.
Yeah.
Good. Wow, that's really pretty cool. All right.
So But yeah, I found the throat thing very like, because it's never happened before, so
Okay.
that was like an unusual on the right side.
Okay.
Yeah,
Maybe you experience some clearing there. So drink some extra water for a little bit,
yeah,
and then do you have a way you know how to contact me? You can contact me through the group, or if you if that develops into something strange, then let me know, and then I can do things about that if it does.
sure.
Okay. But anybody else? Anybody else want to chime in for a moment?
Hi,
Hi,
Dan. This is Jet.
hi, Jet. Your name is iPhone now.
Yeah, I'm on my new phone. So
Yeah,
I'll have to figure out how to change that.
I can change it for you, but we'll worry about it another time. Anyway, how you
Okay.
doing over there? You okay? I'm
I
glad
went
you did.
I went really deep, and it was really hard to come back. And I had a lot more flowers and a lot more color in my jungle this time. And
Awesome.
it just I had a waterfall in my pool. And I
Okay.
I didn't want to leave my waterfall. I was like standing in the waterfall, and I didn't want to move, and it felt really good. And I feel differently than when I've done this one before.
Hmm.
I really feel like I really connected with some healing energy on a deeper level.
Good. Good. That's an aspect that happens too. The more you do something, the deeper it goes, the more you feel it. So it's like, oh, I didn't have a very big experience, but if you keep doing it, your experience expands. Yeah, so that's really pretty neat too. Well, good. I would tell you that, um, like later tonight, I know it's late for you already, but as you go to rest, you might get back in your waterfall again and just hang out there.
Good idea. I think I will.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you
Shannon?
very much, Dan.
Oh, you're welcome, Jet. You're welcome. Shannon, any words?
It's interesting you said creation because that's what this was about for me. I actually started out as non physical.
Okay.
And as I got on the boat, suddenly I was a tree, but I had seen how it was cut and processed into the boat. So um, then I look down in the water, and then suddenly I am the water. And then there's the sea life, and then I become the sea life. And then I get to the beach, and then I'm the sand. So basically, it was me tapping into all of the energies that presented itself. But upon leaving, the body, I started forming a body, but the body became everything that I tapped into. I had parts of the wood, I had leaves, I had flowers, I had wind, I had water. I felt like it was all to incorporate to actually create a body from the island itself.
Interesting aspect. That's pretty good. And how do you feel now?
I feel really different. It wasn't just about healing. I think it was about understanding all of the elements that go into creating this vehicle, this vessel that I have right now. And to understand that everything creates life, even something that goes into a boat, even the trees, every single thing that goes into the water. It's all can also be a part of you. It's just little parts of you that you may not understand that are just as connected to your meat suit that we call it, to Gaia, to Earth, to the plants, the animals, everything.
Something that I was getting during the explanation of the creation was that even though um, even though I'm saying healing, but sometimes people have difficulty with even the word healing. But another word that was also available was transformation. That if you have trouble with the word healing, then can you at least allow transformation? So the transformation of the being that goes into the creation to the being that comes out of the creation, can you allow the transformation? Even if you have trouble with the word healing, can you allow yourself to transform? And that was something I was getting right in the middle of it. Hi, Linda, who's just arrived at the end. But yeah, so there's that portion. So thank you for sharing, Shannon. That was
You're
really
welcome. Thank you.
about you, Tiana. Any words, or did you fall asleep? She might have fallen asleep. Michael, any words, Michael? Not that we can see. All right. Then what I will do is I will say thank you, everybody. The recording, as soon as I get it all up and going, will be up to YouTube here this evening, and then I'll put the link out for everybody. So I'd like to say thank you very much. I've
Thank
been your
you.
host, Guru Dan, for Guru Dan Reiki on Facebook. In the description, all of that information will be available. The group email, my phone, all that kind of stuff. You can find it in the description. So thank you, everybody, and see you next month.